Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguThando Mdletshe, and on this channel sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo le ndawo esuke sifundile senzela labo phela basuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuyifunda incwadi nalabo basuke benqana nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuke ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews, ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe okokuqala ujoyina namhlanje and i-content yethu kule channel uyayithanda, ungakhohlwa ukuthi upresse subscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell eduze kuka-subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanti-ke futhi uma ufuna ukuba yimember, pressa u-join button la ngezansi bese ulandela ama-instructions ukuthi ujoyina kanjani as a member of the channel. Namhlanje ngifuna ukukhuluma kancane as we prepare for i-episode yethu elandelayo ka isencane lengane. Sikhulume about some of the things that happened on last week's episode. I didn't get to do ama follow-up videos after I did a full review. However, a full review ikhona on the channel. I will try and put one of the cuts that I will put on this video will be the full review of isencane lengane last week's episode, so that you can be prepared. You will know what happened last week, so we are prepared when we go on to the next episode. One of the things, it's funny because honestly you can watch this show and because it's shocking and it's disappointing, iyadina futhi at the same time, iyahlekisa futhi at the same time, you can miss some stuff. So I have a few things that, not that I missed them, but I didn't discuss them in my full review. One of those things is the fact that Thando, when she's at the salon with the girls, just having a girls chat about what's going on with her, no siyacela, she does mention Thando ukuthi she does not have a phone. She does not have a phone, you guys. And this is an adult that is working because she does have a job on Moja Love. But akana iPhone, guys. At the same time, she's pregnant. Anything could happen that requires her to urgently call somebody or even call her husband, but she does not have a phone. And obviously after the episode, there was a lot of tweets about it, people saying how come she does not have a phone, and a lot of the people were saying that it's probably Siyacela's fault that she does not have a phone. And but more than that, into engisurprisile is that a lot of the people were saying now they understand why ubaba kaThando was not able to get hold of uThando, because uThando akana iPhone. Anyway, I'll get into that. I want to get into the reasons why uThando doesn't have a phone. Honestly, guys, I don't think that it's because of the finances, because the way phone are chipping nowadays, and phela bayahola on Moja Love. And well, mhlambe there is a possibility ukuthi mhlambe ifone yakhe ifile or ilahlekile, and then she's waiting to get the first paycheck here this season, and then she will go and buy the phone. But I do suspect vele ukuthi uSiyacela took the phone, because she has mentioned before ukuthi uSiyacela doesn't like her to be on social media and doesn't like her ukuthi abe in contact with certain people. And you remember last season it was mentioned because a lot of the times mabe mfonela uThando kunokuphendula uSiyacela on ifone kaThando. So I do agree with into ethi chances are fault kaSiyacela ukuthi uThando akanayo ifone, uyena umuntu oyithathile ifone kaThando. Kodwa ke angi-understand ukuthi uThando naye uyivuma kanjani leyo nto ukuthi they can take ifone away from her. Uyasho yena as if i-choice yakhe ukuthi ungabi on social media, and I don't know any teenager, guys, ongafuni ukuba on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm constantly having to be checking on my kids because I'm like, you guys are too young to be having or Instagram nabo ban, because they all want to do that. So I doubt honestly ukuthi it's by choice ukuthi akana iPhone. So nami nginako lokho ukuthi a big part of it is because uSiyacela doesn't want her to have a phone, because if uThando has a phone, then uzokwazi ukuchecka all the shenanigans zika on the phone, because every time someone takes a picture, they post it and all of that. So akafuni ukuthi azizwe izinto azenzayo uma ngabe ngekho seduze kwakhe. Plus angithi also there is mention of other girls that uSiyacela is involved with, and maybe she doesn't want any of those girls to ever call Thando or contact her on social media and all of that. So I would totally agree that there are big chances zokuthi ifaulty ikusiyacela ukuthi uThando angabi nayo iphone. In fact, she might even have a phone and uSiyacela might have it somewhere. She just doesn't want her to have access to a phone. Also remember ukuthi there was a time when uSiyacela had left uLundu wayeThekwini ehambe nekhadi lika Thando. So I think ukuthi part of uSiyacela taking a phone kaThando is him also trying to control ama finances ka Thando, because obviously when she gets imali uThando ama message goes on her phone, and if she doesn't have her phone and uSiyacela has her phone, then that means that he will know when ulona uThando has imali, because previously he has taken ikhadi la Thando ahambe nalo. So I feel like that's part of it. So there's really big chances that it's his fault that uThando doesn't have a phone. But I just don't understand why uThando wouldn't fight for independence from uLokuzana uSiyacela. Just get your phone back, girl. Like, just get your phone back. Naye, I feel like uThando, she is at a point where it's like she will do anything to please uLokuzana uSiyacela. And maybe she's feeling like giving him her phone. It's gonna prove her loyalty and prove what's isn't funny that she's doing on the phone. I don't know, but I just feel like, girl, you just need to get your phone back. It doesn't make any sense at all. But moving on to the issue Gababaga Thando, you guys, I was like, what are people talking about? People are saying Ubabaga Thando, then we understand why Ubabaga Thando didn't see Thando the whole of December, because she couldn't get hold of her. Guys, imagine me as a mom and I haven't seen my daughter in months or my son in months, and then someone asked me why, and I I was trying to call them and I couldn't get hold of them, so I couldn't see them. Would people really accept that as a good excuse as a mom? If I said I didn't see my kids because they don't have a phone and I tried to call them and I didn't get hold of them, and I know where my kids live, say that I didn't live with them, I know where they live, I know how to get there to see them, but my excuse is that I couldn't get hold of them. For me, you guys, it still doesn't excuse Ubabaga Thando, because one, uyakwazi uLundu Ubabaga Thando, he could have gone ayolunda ayobheka uThando. Number two, when this season started, it sounded like Ubabaga Thando knows exactly where uThando is, emlazi, because uThando useseThekwini. So it sounded like he knows exactly where uThando is emlazi. He knows where Umaga Thando is. There is so many things that he could have done to make sure that he sees his daughter and make sure that his daughter is okay, and he never did any of those things. Sake saphila, guys, without a phone before. Niyakhumbula ngithi? Sake saphila amafoni engekho, and obaba bethu bebebuya ekhaya, they will come home. To see us, they will go to work and come home. That's what people used to do when they want to see their kids. They will take a taxi and go where the kids are and see them. So this thing now, Ubabaga Thando is excused from his absence because uThando didn't have a phone. For me, it doesn't work. I'm in the same place as uThando to say Ubabake has not made enough efforts. For me, he hasn't proved to me that he has made enough efforts. And I think that honestly, tonight's episode is going to prove that. Like, we're going to see the true colors of Ubabaga Thando on this episode. We already know our colors, Siyacela. But abantu, they are still looking for some colors for Ubabaga Thando. I mean, I feel like I've seen them. But tonight's episode, because they're going to get into that fight where he ends up calling Thando Ixoki. He does. So I'm looking forward to this episode. But guys, honestly, for me, the phone thing honestly does not give Ubabaga Thando an excuse. That is it for me. For me, it hasn't changed my feelings about him. It hasn't changed my thoughts about him. I feel like if we accept that from men, because men are not going to see their kids because their kids don't have phones, when they didn't even buy their kids phones, because he could have bought Thando a phone. If he could say, the only way that he can be in contact with his daughter is if his daughter has a phone, then buy her a phone so that you can be in contact with her. But you can't say that awumbonanga because ubengena phone and that's it. Wavela wahlala nje ekhaya, you didn't know if your daughter was okay or not. Nakhona wakade uhlaleleni ingane yakho ungayazi ize ibe ndala kangaka uzoyibona ku TV isishada. Ngoba phela washo wathi umbona ku TV isishada, wakade uhlaleleni ungayokumbona vele. You know, for me nje ubaba Thando is still an opportunist that he was. The phone thing doesn't make an excuse for him in any way, but I do think ukuthi uThando naye has to speak up and stand up for herself. Get your phone back from your husband, girl. You know, everybody needs to have a phone. You need to be on social media because we need to because we need to know what's happening with your life. Now, how are we gonna know if you don't post, eh? Anyway, you guys, tell me what you think about this phone issue, Thando, and also do you guys think, because you guys might feel like maybe it is a good enough explanation Thando ukuthi akazange ambone because ubengamtholi because uThando didn't have a phone, even though for me I feel like it's still not enough. If you want to see your child, you will make efforts to see your child. Anyway, you guys, that was my video on this issue. I look forward to tonight's episode. Please do not miss the full review of Isencane Lengane season 4. Anyway, please like this video and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.